You look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Not saying that it's not going to translate, because when you're great at what you do, you're just going to get better. But there is going to be a transition period where you're going to have to give yourself some grace as a rookie. And, it might take a little bit longer for some people.
Friday marked
the much-awaited return of the Indiana Fever, with Caitlin Clark taking viz Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, and the Phoenix Mercury. There is undoubtedly a fierce competition brewing since Taurasi has been openly critical of Clark's entry into the league, implying that reality would soon hit her hard. However, Caitlin did exactly that. She entered Phoenix, Taurasi's territory, and dealt a swift reality check to her. Caitlin boldly announced her presence in the league, drawing a crowd of 7,000 more fans and the average attendance at Taurasi's games. She compares Clark to Steph Curry for being relatable to fans, but she asserts that the fact that she is a straight white woman plays a big role in the hype surrounding her. Not the numbers that she puts on scoreboard privilege. Instead, we have to acknowledge that, and so part of it is about race. Tommy's right. Not only is it about race, but it's also about sexual orientation. For example, Caitlin Clark is a white heterosexual woman in a black league, and her peers are envious of her shoe contract and all the attention she receives. In addition, both Taurasi and Griner are seen as superstars when the Olympics come around. 2 days after the Fever's victory, it appears the Mercury are still making serious comments about Caitlin Clark's Olympic prospects. What's the deal? Caitlin was unfairly passed over by the selection committee, which I have been calling out for their bias lately. It's just a group of jealous individuals. Coaches like Don Staley and Jen Rosati seemed eager to keep Caitlin off the roster, influenced by a few jealous WNBA players who have voiced negativity towards her in the past. We just saw one of the most embarrassing performances of Diana Taurasi's career. It was completely absurd to have her on the squad instead of Caitlin Clark, and she won this dubious 6th gold medal without even taking the court for the championship match. It's always fantastic to see how every year is a new experience, which is, in my opinion, the best thing about participating in a team sport. The objective is always the same, but the journey is always different. After learning that Diana Taurasi didn't make the cut, Caitlin Clark watched her sit on the sidelines for every Olympic game. Caitlin Clark wants to be on the team, but who cares? She knows she probably didn't deserve it. And as a rookie on Team USA and the WNBA, none of these people should be worrying about marketing or about how they will treat the other women unfairly. Go after Caitlin Clark and beat her as hard as you can. This brings us to the ongoing rivalry between Caitlin Clark and 3-time WNBA champion Diana Taurasi, which doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. This past weekend, the Phoenix Mercury social media team got involved when a video appeared on their official TikTok account that appeared to make fun of Clark. Here's the video. I missed the WNBA. Who is Caitlin and where are you? I'm here for Taurasi is a fan of Caitlin Clark. Recently, a fan expressed her desire for WNBA action and asked Caitlin, where are you? The Phoenix Mercury's social media team shrewdly inserted a young fan holding a sign that said, "Who's Caitlin?" while declaring, "I'm here for Taurasi." This comes after the Olympic snub, where Taurasi's performance was, let's be honest, notably disappointing. Rakuna Williams also makes a good point when she says that she felt ignored despite averaging 22 points per game and chose not to play for political reasons. She feels that Chelsea Gray was selected instead of her, and Taurasi didn't even deserve to be on the team. Instead, Rakuna and Caitlin should have represented our nation. It's ludicrous to say that Caitlin wouldn't have performed any better than Taurasi, as some have done. Taurasi, on the other hand, managed to score just 3 points over 4 games, averaging a mere 6 points, 1 rebound, and 0.6 assists with a shooting percentage of 16%. Caitlin is leading the league with an impressive 8.2 assists per game. You see, she doesn't get tired. I just sprint all the time. I sprint everywhere. I sprint in my apartment. I sprint. I love sprinting. The Phoenix Mercury's decision to make fun of Caitlin Clark and her backers is ridiculous. Yes, I would want to be a partner. Now, what song would you like to perform? The High School Musical soundtrack, of course. Or maybe some JB. Am I right in thinking that the Fever has already vanquished the Mercury twice this season? Well, I see now, so here's the deal. Taurasi missed a game due to an injury to her foot, which prevented her from playing. She received a maximum salary of $250,000. Although the trend was heading in the right direction, it wasn't where you wanted it to be. As Shannon pointed out, the Indiana Fever, who play, are a struggling team. Could they have given Elle a wheelchair to help her get around? She is getting older. Additionally, Brittany Griner was hurt during a game, but it didn't stop Kelsey Mitchell from going. Don't forget how the Phoenix Mercury marketed the rookie versus GOAT plot before the season began. As I mentioned earlier, fans of Caitlin Clark truly came for Diana Taurasi following her first defeat. They loved her performance and everything about her. I even got an Iowa t-shirt for Caitlin Clark because we couldn't find a Caitlin Clark one. Who are you here to see tonight? I'm going to guess Park, so let me guess. KM Clark, whoa, you came from Canada to Saskatchewan, Canada. That's a long walk. We traveled for 23 hours. They really gave it their best. Caitlin had a huge game, particularly in the fourth quarter, and it served as a serious wake-up call for Taurasi. This league is unlike anything else. There is a lot of jealousy and petty behavior, even from the social media teams of other teams. And let's be honest, Caitlin Clark is the only one responsible for the $260 million annual media deal that she landed. Meanwhile, I've seen the Mercury's viewership numbers, which are pretty low, roughly 500,000 viewers at most. It appears that the Phoenix Mercury took serious shots at Clark and the Indiana Fever, and there's a chance Diana Taurasi may be suspended. The Indiana Fever is scheduled to kick off the second half of the 2024 season later today, and it was already looking like an explosive night in Indiana as they faced off against Diana Taurasi and the Dinosaurs. To be honest, there was some friction brewing because the Phoenix Mercury had thrown some serious shade before the game ever began, after we witnessed a compilation of T's greatest moments. Rumors about Caitlin Clark's manner suggested that the Mercury social media crew poked fun at Clark before a Friday's rematch as they prepared to start the second half of the WNBA season against the Thunder. The caption said, "We'll take our 6-time gold medalist any day of the week, thank you." I just watched this video, and it was obviously meant as a jab at Caitlin Clark. It was ridiculous. Why throw stones when you're in a glass house? Because, as it stands, Caitlin Clark's performance speaks for itself. I'm not saying that Taurasi's entire career will surpass Clark's, but as it stands, Caitlin Clark's performance speaks for itself. The media team's dramatization was absurd. Caitlin has never dissed Diana or the Phoenix Mercury. She continually praises them, but these WNBA teams keep taking shots at her, possibly out of jealousy for the exposure she's receiving. Caitlin Clark's toughest adjustment entering into the WNBA. Oh right, I mean watch the game. My defense, yes. The game is simply that much more difficult because when you discuss how physically demanding it is, you're talking about the 120 greatest players in the world, ideally in peak form. You said that there are 120 participants, so 10 x 12 is 120. This was all spiraling out of control, and it's incomprehensible that anybody would encourage this. Actions changing gears, Diana Taurasi found herself in a difficult situation as she could potentially face suspension from the WNBA after picking up her 5th technical foul during Friday's game against the Chicago Sky. She was in danger of being suspended after an altercation on the court resulted in double technical fouls for Sophie Cunningham and Michelle. In addition, Diana Taurasi received a technical foul during that incident. Per league regulations, a player who accumulates 7 technical fouls in a season faces a 1-game suspension. Currently, Diana Taurasi is just 2 technical fouls away from that threshold, which would add to the Dinosaurs' already problematic situation. They lead the WNBA in technical fouls. I'll be watching Taurasi tonight. And I expect things to get heated because they obviously have problems with Caitlin. You know, it was what happened last year between Caitlin Clark and Andrew Reese, and I would have liked to see that rematch in the works. However, Caitlin Clark is a special player. She reminds me a lot of Steph Curry. You know, she takes those elevator shots that chuck and I don't like, but they go in, and they do so consistently. In addition, the way she plays the game, she's the epitome of a great player, one who improves the players around her. In addition to shooting well, she was also making excellent passes. In other WNBA news, this Tuesday is the trade deadline. Lin Dan has said in the open that she is not seeking any significant transactions. Although there hasn't been any indication on which clubs could be interested in the All-Star, Kelsey Mitchell told reporters that she's thinking about entering free agency. I'll keep you posted as more details become available. They are envious and bitter at all the publicity she received and the shoe contract she secured over Times Square. Glance at this. This Nike advertisement pays tribute to the all-time NCAA Division I scoring leader. It includes the following caption: "This was never a long shot." Caitlin recently received her first pair of signature shoes from Kobe. If you enjoy it. Lee said, "I wear, but like still different. I like the gold swoosh. It's the black and yellow. You can't go wrong. It's just the best color, honestly. I didn't design these ones. I just said, yes, I love them. Please give them to me. So, they are pretty cool." His signature should have his rookie season. When can we expect? Years. I don't make those decisions, so you have to wait and see. They got this awesome vibe that blends both Fever and Iowa styles, giving you the best of both worlds. When Caitlin mentions there's another design coming, I think they released this one first, because Paige Beers is dropping her shoes on September 12th. Kay gets her own shoes. We expect you to wear it. For sure, anything for C-Square. She better give me all the colors I want though. Is she giving you any hints as to what it I feel like? Anything? No, not at all. But I'm sure that when it comes out, she's going to make sure that you know we kind of get an experience of it. That's just the kind of person she is, so I can expect, like, once she establishes what she wants to do and how it goes, we'll be one of the first people to see it. I hope. No, take it, of course. The yellow color is nice, and they do have a slight resemblance to the Bruce Lee shoes I wear, but fair enough, you know, they don't look as much like the Bruce Lee shoes as I initially thought. The Bruce Lee ones are definitely nicer, but I'm a fan of these too. Yeah, obviously, you know, Nike's been a tremendous partner and was a partner of mine through college. And you know, deciding what I wanted to do professionally, like, that's just the brand that I always wore as a kid. So, like, being able to be with them is a dream. And you know, something I don't take lightly, and I'm not giving any teasers, though, like, I don't do that, so wait and see. I don't know, who knows, maybe it'll come, maybe. I don't know, who know. I usually stick to gray shoes, but I'd make an effort to get these if they were available, especially for Fever. So keep an eye out for that. When it comes to her influence on female athletes, Caitlin Clark is still setting the standard. According to sports fans headed by the one and only Michael Rubin, her Indianapolis Fever shirt is reportedly sold out in all sizes. Although it hasn't been proven completely, there were rumors that she outsold Dallas Cowboy jersey sales. That would be quite the accomplishment, on top of the jersey sales. The largest sponsorship agreement for a female basketball player, Clark's 8-year, $28 million contract with Nike, includes her own trademark shoe. She deserves it. Kinsey, can you believe the hatred this girl is receiving for the crime of drawing attention to the WNBA? You would think that the players in particular would be appreciative. Well, I believe Kennedy Carter has demonstrated that she is just as trashy as her mother spelled her name. To dramatically paraphrase Charles Barkley, he said, "You women out there, you're petty man." These girls are hating on Caitlin Clark. They should be thanking her for getting them on private charters, all the money and visibility she's bringing to the WNBA, what she's accomplished. Give her her flowers and stop being petty. He even thanked her for bringing all of this new money and shining.